going back in now, and you can see the Hs2 is hooked up. We can navigate the menu system using either the bars or using the configurable buttons. What we're going to do today is just take a very slow, gentle, as if I was riding under normal speeding conditions, and all I'm going to do is try and not fall off, basically. So we'll stick with Bruce, and here we go. Now, one thing I don't like is when you put the brake on, you start going backwards. Now, I understand why they do that, because otherwise how are you going to go backwards? But, yeah, to be honest with you, I think there needs to be another button, another way of doing that, because maybe it doesn't affect you so much on a controller, but when you're using a realistic controller like this, that is a bit of a pain in the arse. Because you're trying to put the brake on, hold the clutch, and that's the other thing. There's no clutch in this game, which is a real shame. Again, that's not going to bother you if you've got a controller, but if you've got a full system like this, with the gears and the clutch lever and everything there ready to go, it's just, oh, it's one of those, oh, really wish it was in there type things. But anyway, let's get ourselves up into gear. Now, another thing that happens whilst we're doing this, can we? There we go. Now, if you look at the bug splatters on the windshield, they're pretty impressive. So, this is 91 miles per hour, guys. Does it feel like 91 miles per hour to you? Doesn't to me either. I've got to say though, when this bike gets up to 200 miles an hour, that does feel like 200 miles an hour. I just wonder whether maybe it needs a bit of tweaking in that regard. Now, because we don't have head tracking, I can't look, unfortunately, I cannot look at this absolutely wonderful, wonderful scenery that they put in here. If you go and watch a video, in fact I might even try, if I can be bothered. Can I be bothered? I don't know, we'll see. When this video goes live, we'll see whether or not I can be bothered to whoa! We'll see whether or not I can be bothered to get actual TT footage in the game, so you can see just how wonderful this looks and how authentic and how realistic it looks. It's just fantastically detailed. You even got the road signs there. Now there's a bit of an issue around weight transference. Quite a lot of people have suffered with this. I don't know whether it's a physics issue or whether or not it's a getting used to the game issue, but I have stumbled across it a few times. I'm trying to ride, see like that, oh, just the slightest touch and I'm off. Which is good, by the way, very good. And even when you put it on easy, it doesn't make that any easier. That bit doesn't get any easier, that stays like that, regardless of what level you put it on. So you really do need to pay attention to what you're doing and be careful. Now I am going to blip it a bit around here, I'm not going to stay at this speed constantly, but I just want you to see how fantastic everything looks and how everything feels. And how good everything sounds as well. Now, I'm a total beginner, not only in this game but in motorbike riding in general. Oh, curved it, got lucky. I have spun it a complete 180, clipped the back end as I was coming around a corner and it kicked out, gained traction and just spun me round and I was facing the wrong way. It's good that that happens in the game because, you know, it shows that there are physics in the game and it's not just arcadey. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hopefully you can see my feet. Oh, hopefully you can see my feet down below. Again, another issue we have with this game using this controller is my brake foot over here. I can, because that's an axis, it's got, you know, progressive pressing on it. I would like to have a brake that was bound to an axis like that, so that I can control how much rear brake I'm putting on. But unfortunately in this game it's bound to a button, which means it's either on or it's off. There's no progressive strength being applied there. You can see how wonderful everything looks. The lighting effects are good. The bug splatters are realistic and authentic. Still learning the game, still learning the game. And I don't mean the track, I mean the game. How much to turn in order to get the amount of turn that I want. Let's open the taps. Hear that wind? Oh, I'm offline, I'm offline. Now, oh crikey, I was going to try and show you something then, but I failed. So you'll see trees and bushes and stuff overhanging, like this. See that bit? Now some of them won't hurt you, some of them will. And the only way you're going to know which one is which is by hitting them. Now I'm not suggesting that you do that, but I'm just saying, be wary of them. I've got to say the HS2, oh man, I've been waiting so long for this game and I'm so glad to say that it's bang on. It is absolutely bang on. Head tracking, if I could say there's one thing that I want above anything else, is head tracking. And you'll see when we get to the top of the mountain course and we're out in that beautiful open area. Incidentally, that's my favourite part of the course. Unfortunately, you can't sort of enjoy it as much as you could if you had head tracking in the game. So hopefully, I mean, Bigben not proving themselves to be good communicators already. And the game hasn't even come out yet. Now that might just be because, you know, they are super busy trying to get bugs fixed for the PlayStation and the Xbox One, and also transferring those bug fixes over here to the Steam version before release day. It could just be because they're not very good at communicating. And it seems to be the European department which are the problem, because I've been in communication with the American representatives for months. So I mean, they come back to you if you ask them a question or send them an email. They come back to you straight away, no issue, no question. But yeah, when you try and get hold of the European arm of Bigben, it's, I don't know. They just don't seem to communicate at all. Now, some people, as I say, again, feel free to go check out it's almost my sister channel, I guess, the Hidden Levels. got some great reviews over there. I've put a couple of reviews up on their website myself, on their channel, sorry, myself. They did get a key for I think Xbox One or PlayStation, I forget now. But they also have one for the Steam, which is the key I'm using today, and I'm so grateful to them for sending me this. Not only because it's like realising a dream. This is so good, but also because Bigben totally let me down and would not have sent me a key, so I wouldn't have been able to put this review together for you guys if it wasn't for the hidden levels. So thank you, hidden levels. Whoops. See that stutter there? That was really bad, and again, that's the reason I keep crashing, is that stutter, and I don't know where it's coming from. It didn't happen the first time I went out, and then I started putting graphics and things up, increasing the number of spectators, and now I'm getting this issue, not all the time, but just in specific areas. So I'm sure it's something that they can fix. But obviously when that happens, you are going to end up in a tree or bus stop, or you're going to hit some furniture. So we're going to go through the town and then up into the mountains. Again, I think the town is fantastically modelled. I mean, look at the detail here. I think there's a shop down here. Pretty sure I saw a shop the other day. You've got the flag flying on the church. You've got a pharmacy there. It's so detailed. It's unbelievably detailed. And I just wish I had head tracking so that I could just suck it in a bit, you know? There are elements, or rather there are areas on the track where you can sort of relax a bit and take it easy. Admittedly, they are few and far between. No! Ah, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Hopefully you can see my foot pegs down there. Not easy, it really isn't. Damn it. It's getting too much lean into these corners. Partly it's because I don't know the corners, and partly it's still getting used to the bike. I've only been on this game for maybe 2 hours, so I mean this is quite normal. Sugar. Come on, we want to get round this. There is a part of me that wishes having a big accident was a jump there. Having a big accident was a bit more cataclysmic, in the sense that I don't want to see horrific injuries or anything like that. But I think, although there are times when on the Isle of Man TT somebody crashes and gets up and carries on, the majority of the time it's race over. And I kind of, there's a part of me that would like to see that. Oh, one of those was going to knock me off. I don't know which one. I am looking forward to having a proper go at this, like really trying. It's going to take a long time to learn this track. Already I'm recognising some parts of it, but the majority of it is just a blur. Like this stretch down here, which is wonderful to look at. Wonderful to play. Ah, and I always do that as well. I always keep the tap open for way too long. Okay. So if memory serves, which sometimes it doesn't, we should now be coming into the mountain part of the course. I dropped 2 gears there by accident. But it looks sensational, does it not? Now, you can see that, like, it's a bit boaty, there's like a delay, and I'm more comfortable being here. It just seems more immediate. Now, there is some tweaking and configuration that I can do with the Hs2, which will alleviate that or improve the situation there, and it's just trial and error getting that set up the way that you want it. But like I say, I've only had like 2 hours on this so far, but wow, that is 2 hours of absolute pure unadulterated enjoyment. Really, there is no reason not to recommend this game, and every reason. There's no reason not to recommend this game, and every reason on the planet to recommend that you look to invest in an Hs2. Or I don't think you can buy an Hs2 anymore, actually. It's been moved on to an Hs3, and hopefully one day soon I might actually be able to demo an Hs3 for you. But we'll see. There's a lot of time and logistical issues that are getting in the way of that happening. But I'm sure one day, at some point, we'll be able to give you an Hs3 demo. That felt good. Even though it was bad, it felt good. Oh! Ah, this is where the shopping some short is. No? Nice little wheelies. Wheelie balls that up. There we go. This is it. This is the hairpin, and then we're up onto the mountain. Oh no! Oh! All over the flipping place. Right, it's all uphill now. Oh no. Balls. This is why I need a rear brake, and I don't have one, and I crash. You know, some people do use the rear brake, some people never use the rear brake. I am 100% a rear braking rider. 100%. It's my fail-safe. When it all goes wrong, that's what saves my arse. Time and time and time again. Ooh, big wheel. Look at that sun glare. And I've got to say that depending which time of day you come out here, it does have significant different impacts and differences on how things look. Here we go then. Oh Jesus, come on now. Because I'm excited to get up here, that's the problem. Now I don't know this area of the course either, but it's just the area where... Oh, I thought I'd held that. Nearly held that. It's the only area on the track where I feel like the cameras and the spectators kind of disappear, and it's just about the rider, the bike and the road. And it's something I really like about that, you know. Now I'd love to be looking out and enjoying the scenery, but you just can't without the head tracking on, which is a real shame. And another issue, balls. Another issue this game has is that although you can go into the settings right now whilst I'm riding and change them, they don't appear to actually take effect until you reload the event. Now I'm not sure if that is by design or a bug. That certainly seems to be an issue at the moment. When I first sort of installed the game and I was just trying to get it working the way I wanted it to, changing settings and so on and so forth, didn't work whilst I was still in the game. That could just be a bug. It could be something I've done wrong, to be honest. This is very much a first look. It's not even it is a review because I'm saying 100% go and get this game. If you're an Isle of Man TT Isle of Man fan, then you need this in your library. Even if you don't have an HS2, it's still wonderful. Oh, I nearly made it. I nearly survived. I was going to say, actually, let's just go off the edge here. Okay, one other thing I don't like before I go off the edge. Let's go off the edge. Okay, I didn't even make it to the edge. There's no gear down, so 1 down, 5 up. Doesn't exist in this game. It's all up or it's all down. Now you can't go that far off the track, which is understandable, but I think it would be nice during a collision if you could go a little bit further. Maybe not every area of the track needs to be like that. But certainly out here on the mountain, I think if you come sliding off, you ought to witness the bike spiralling down the hill. And in career mode, like I say, I wish there was an option where if you came off, if you came off and damaged the bike, that's your race over, because as far as I know, as far as I can tell, there is no damage to the bike at the moment, which is a shame. No mechanical faults, no issues like that. I mean, all this kind of stuff, oops, glitch, is for serious hardcore gamers who want, you know, real life complexity thrown in with realistic gaming, and not everybody wants that. So you know, I understand that, that's fine. I'm just telling you from my perspective what I would like to see. I'd like to have a damage system in place. Which could be turned on or off or tweaked to each individual player's liking. Too much, a little bit too much. Okay, so that's pretty much. Whoa! Whoops. That's pretty much the mountain course over and done with. We're going to come back down into the village on the other side of it now. Wheelies! Now, in time trial, I don't think you can do a replay. We'll check. But I haven't seen it. Oops, we're not 2 years then. Okay, done it. Of course, there are other tracks in this game. It's not just the mountain course, but the other tracks in this game look equally as detailed as this. They are fictional, they don't exist in real life, but I've got to say, all honesty, I've done a pretty damn good job on all of them. I haven't raced on all of them. I think I've raced on 3, maybe 4 so far. Again, I've only had the game 2 hours of gameplay. There's a lot of setting up and adjusting and getting things to work in the first place, in the first instance. Damn it. Oh, I was way too heavy on that front brake. That, by the way, is a gamer issue. I'm so used to arcadey games like Ride 2, where you can pretty much just jam the front brake on fully and away you go. It's bad practice. I personally, I feel like that can have detrimental consequences for younger players when they get on a bike. You know, they might not realise immediately that that's a really bad idea. Oh, nearly went the wrong way. Yes, we went the wrong way. This is actually a really tricky bit of the course because of that reason. And here we are. Typical. Back to the start finish. Incidentally, whilst I'm on the HS2, I don't have any ability to lean forward. The wheelies are easily controllable if you can lean forward, but I just haven't found a... Well, I have actually. I was going to say I haven't found a button or mechanism that works well, but I have. And the mechanism I found that works really well is I have my clutch, so that when the clutch is in, my rider sits up, and when the clutch is out, the rider leans forward, and that works perfectly in game. The only issue with that is that the whole time I'm in the menu, this is like forcing the chosen menu item up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So anyway, yes, this game is sensational. There's a few bits I'd like to see. Head tracking would just totally transform this game into my favourite game ever, I think. VR would just absolutely blow my mind if they ever bring VR out. But the HS2 really takes this to the next level. This is so good. If I had a clutch and maybe a bit more control over the button binding configuration system, so I'd like a progressive rear brake as opposed to a solid rear brake. But there is absolutely nothing significantly wrong with this game. It's really good. The physics maybe need a bit of tweaking. It looks to be much worse when you're in this view. So if you're playing with a controller and you're riding in this view, it seems far more difficult to control that whip. That's what I've seen a number of players complaining about. But in first person view, either this one or this one, I like this one because that's the most realistic, but this one just seems to have less lag. Although the audio is better here, I have to say as well. But that's it. That's my first look review, guys. I highly recommend this game. If you have any inclination to ever ride the TT Isle of Man, then you need to get this game, because for one reason, it will teach you the track. It's so good. It's so brilliantly done. And yeah, thumbs down for Bigben Interactive for not actually sending me a key, but double thumbs up for what they and Kylotonn, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but the dev team, massive double thumbs up for you guys. Well done. This is a brilliant game. Very, 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 very recommended. So, thanks for watching. Take care till next time. Goodbye.